morning has broken, my windows are open. Wanna feel the wind blow through my hair. Which way do I follow? What happens tomorrow? I turn to you and hope you can guide the way. Sometimes I give up, just wanna be on my own. Even in the darkest times, you give me hope. So I lean on you when I've lost my way. I keep holding on for a better day. I lean on you when the world's astray. I left my heart open so you hear my prayer. I left my heart open so you hear my prayer. In times that are changing and when hope is fading, I know I can turn to your embrace. 'Cause there's so much beauty under your heaven, and I'm grateful every day. Sometimes I give up, just wanna be on my own. Even in the darkest times, you give me hope. So I lean on you when I've lost my way. I keep holding on for a better day. I lean on you when the world's astray. I left my heart open so you hear my prayer. I left my heart open so you hear my prayer. I lean on you when I've lost my way. I keep holding on for a better day. I lean on you when the world's astray. I left my heart open so you hear my prayer. I left my heart open so you hear my
Hello, everyone. First, I want you to meet my cousin. Hello. And tonight we're going to have another guest. Her dad was actually murdered. We're going to talk about that case. We got a few other things we're going to talk about. Most of it's going to revolve around corruption in small towns. And you know me. I'm not going to keep this camera on. I get sidetracked. But first things first. Hello, Michelle, Duchess, Terry Dean. Get my glasses on so I can say hello to the other peoples. Hey, Allie. And there's Nightbot. Let's see if he behaves tonight. Sexy Wild Thing, thank you for being here. Okay, don't want to miss anybody, y'all. Hey, nonsense. Okay. As most of you know, in the last little bit, I have got records back on my uncle's case. Well, that has had me talking to other people in the area. And turns out there's a lot of cases that just don't get justice around here. Put a 1 in chat if you all have saw the video of Jennifer Bailey that's on my channel. Jennifer, was it 1990?
It was either 90 or 91 because I started working at Walmart in 92.
Okay, so I think it was 90. In August of 1990, she had went walking at the fat track. She was a bit of a health fanatic, and she was never seen again. Alive, that is. They brought in National Guard, search and rescue to go all over the park. And a couple of days later, I think it was like a week, they ended up finding her body thrown over an embankment. They waited 30 some years to even release what was taken from her persons to even put out what you needed to be looking for. 30 years is too long to be awaiting. My cousin started working. She knows a lot of people that is connected to that case. Would you care to tell them how Jennifer had been behaving?
She had got, within the last week or two before she was killed, she would always have a male employee walk to the car with her. She was afraid. She never did go into details with them. Why? The day that she went missing, a gentleman I worked with and's been friends with for probably 30 years. He is the one that walked her to the car. She was nervous then. And that was when she left and she was gone. I mean,
now she was a manager of the shoe department at Walmart in
correct.
Barberville, Kentucky,
Yeah.
correct? Now, there was a lot of speculation that ran rampant back in the 90s about what happened to Jennifer. Some was saying that it was big wigs, had something to do. It's been quoted as that's been the best kept secret in the Appalachians. A car dealership was also, people had told that they had something to do with it. The thing about it is shortly after Jennifer was murdered, and I'm not going to sugarcoat the words on here tonight, you all, because sometimes it takes from, it kind of desensitizes us. But shortly after Jennifer was murdered, her friend, Greta Henson, was also murdered. Both girls from Bell County, Kentucky. Neither case has ever actually got closure. Nobody's ever been prosecuted. And tonight we'll also be talking to my dear friend, Paula. During this same time frame, and I know I'm all over the place, but bear with me. During this same time frame, Paula's dad was murdered. She was 3 years old. I'm going to let her tell her story. She's running a little behind. We've got water. We've had water and storms here today. But also, I want to show you all something. And I've got to look at it right quick to make sure I'm showing the right document. Give me just a second. Bear with me. Let's see here. Okay. Now, like I said, bear with me because this is something that I found in my uncle's case. And I'm going to show you all just a second. I think I passed it up. Like I said, I will be going over his case more in depth. I want to talk to his daughter to know exactly what she would want me to release and what she don't. Under no circumstances would I ever disrespect a family member. And I wouldn't do a stranger like that. I'm sure not going to do my own family that way. So I do want to be able to get everything cleared with what she wants me to share. And I'm going to be honest with you all. These records was not easy to get.
Oh no.
Me and Robin have been trying to get these for years. She's been right with me to try to get it. And we were denied, weren't we, Robin?
Yes.
Several times. Robin, how do they act when I go to the courthouse to ask for a FOIA on this case?
They act nervous. They act like there's no way that they could get the documents. The very first time we ever went, one of the ladies, she's worked in the clerk's office as long as I can remember, and I'm 51 years old. And she got real nervous. She didn't care to get her other documents from other cases. But when we mentioned that, she almost tried to act like she didn't know what we were talking about at first. And she said they were in our state capital.
Yeah,
and
in Frankfurt.
That would be the only way that we could obtain them. And she acted like that they would charge us like
a lot of money. They did the same thing to Michelle Macklin. She's one of the mods that's in chat. She is that precious lady that was able to get my hands on these. I believe if I was the one that was asking for these documents, I still believe that I would not have been allowed. I wouldn't have been permitted to have it.
No.
They would still be making excuses. Let me know when y'all can see my screen. Put a 1 in chat if you can. I may have to share it a different way. Let me see here. Make sure. Did I just do that?
Mm-hmm.
I did do that, didn't I? Here it is. Okay. Drop that. Then I want you all to tell me how many times you see this. Now, keep in mind, they have not, they've never prosecuted somebody for my uncle's murder. One guy was tried, the first trial, they found him guilty. The second one,
which should have never been a second one.
Shouldn't have been in a second one. But the second one, he got off. But this is in his file. Filed 2 days after that was dismissed. Or after he got a not guilty plea. Put a 1 in chat if you've ever seen them get rid of evidence. And make a motion to do so. Order for destruction of weapon. Okay, put a 2 if this seems odd to you. Nobody has been found guilty of his crime. Kentucky State Police will not put him on the code case. He's not even listed as a code case.
Because where they convicted him the first time.
Yeah.
And then it was
pretty much in layman's terms, they're saying, well, we know who did it, but a jury of his peers let the guy go. Well, somebody should have had to done time for this. But 2 days after his not guilty verdict, there's an order to destruction of the weapon. Now, another thing that I've noticed is it's amazing what they put in here. Now, keep in mind, when this case happened, it was before the Freedom of Information Act. They did not expect us to ever be seeing this. But the whole day in all the testimony, and I will be going over that at a later date. Yeah, you're right, Michelle. It is bullcrap. But they're talking about trying to get a hold of money. They even borrowed $2 back in 1987 that day from a lady. Now, this is an envelope that shows, you know, how they give you your little envelope with your possessions when you get bailed out of jail. Something that was in it was this right here. You all tell me, if you had to borrow money, would this be in your envelope? This is just a tidbit of what's in this file.
The initials FS, would that have been?
That is exactly who that is the same person. FS actually subpoenaed theirself
and
served theirself.
What would he, wait a minute, was he like the deputy jailer? He was a clerk.
He was the clerk.
That should have been initials from someone at the jail.
It was initials from him.
Right, but they're the one releases your property. The jail does. A clerk don't. So why in the world would his initials be on there? Because whoever books you into jail.
Didn't you work there?
Yeah. But when they book you, whoever the deputy jailer, which is a guard, is what they are, whoever the deputy jailer was the one that was supposed to have took their clothes, their possessions, all of that, and put in an envelope. That should have been that person's initials on there, stating that that was in there when they took all their stuff. That person should have been the one to initial it when it was released.
But that's from...
It's kind of weird. I have never known a clerk to take a person's possessions or release them back.
You see it. But like I said, this is 1987. Freedom of Information Act. To my knowledge, and I could be wrong, correct me in chat if I am, it wasn't a thing then. They didn't expect that to be. And it was the exact bond amount. So think about it. They're not losing the money. It's going back to them. Somebody that was looking for...
That money was never in there. The fact of that money was what was there. That was... Nobody paid a bond.
Exactly.
They done it to...
Or allegedly. That's my...
Right.
That's my theory.
My theory is they done that so it would show that he had the money to bond out.
Well, I know this. In his statement, he mentions that he borrowed $2 that day.
Who borrows $2 for $500,000?
That's my point. If I have $500,000, I'm not borrowing $2. How about you all? Anybody in here gonna go bum $2 if they got $500,000 just sitting in their wallet? Put a 1 if you think that sounds crazy. Yeah, Michelle's right. They even ran out of gas that day. So, but now that is just a tidbit of what is going to be coming in these episodes with my uncle's case. Come here, Paula. Don't give your last name or anything like that. Well, unless you want people to look you up. I'm just
Wouldn't be the first time.
But I do have a special guest tonight. Have you a seat, baby dog? You want on camera or no?
No, thank you.
All right. Got a special guest tonight. And when you're talking about corruption in these small towns, it runs deep. Today we were all talking, and I asked her, Paula, did they prosecute who killed your dad? She tells me no. But Paula, would you like to tell them what happened to your dad? Give them a little backstory here.
8 days after my 3rd birthday, which would be in 1983, he actually was playing cards with a bunch of friends out in our garage, or our game room, as they call it. And his so-called best friend left, came back, shot him, and the police were there within 5 to 10 minutes, and he was actually pronounced dead on the scene.
Now, this guy, I'm assuming, did they just go straight and lock him up and he still in jail?
No,
But
he pleaded insanity, so to speak. When the cops got there, he said he didn't remember nothing, didn't remember happening, but all his friends say it was premeditated.
And at court, why did they say they were letting him go?
So he could actually take care of his family and provide for them.
Did you all hear that? Her dad was murdered. The guy acted crazy, went to court, and so that man could provide for his family, they let him go. Now, here's the topper. Paula, what was your dad's career?
My dad was a deputy sheriff.
And wasn't that in Bell County?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see these dots, how they connect? When I'm talking about a small town corruption, it runs deep. Yeah. Yeah, Michelle. That's what I'm thinking. My thing is this: who was supposed to provide for her family? They worried about the killer's family. Who was going to provide for them? What about her? What about her mom, who raised her and her sister with the help of her good grandma? But they didn't get justice. In small towns, you have more cases that go unsolved than you do getting solved. One thing I do want to say, since getting these records, and I'm going to put this out there, I've been told that I was meddling. It was actually told to my brother that I was meddling, trying to get the files. Yeah. And if anything should happen to me, I want you everyone to look into this case, because, I mean, it would not surprise me. It really wouldn't. As hard as it was to get the files and what all is in the files, it would not surprise me. So I do want to go on record and say, anything ever happens to me, nefarious, I mean, unless I just stroke out here while I'm on this live, this case is why. Now, Michelle Macklin is in my chat, and she would tell you that she had to jump through every hurdle they had, right down to pretty much threatening them to even get these files. When she said, this sounds like a bigger case than I was expecting, I'll try to keep your name out of it. What was it, Michelle? About 8 minutes? Lady come back and said she had them on her desk. Now, keep in mind, Michelle used her name. You can only imagine what they looked like when I showed up for the records. My sister's nodding her head. I'm not easy to shut up. And if you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do it or die. You will make me go at it that much harder. So the next little bit, I am going to dedicate every spare live that I possibly can to expose the corruption around here. I think Paula's dad deserves justice. My uncle deserves justice. Jennifer Bailey deserves justice. Greta Henson deserves justice. Today, I was told about another man, Mike Abner, who was shot through his living room window. According to my aunt, he was good to everyone by the alleged same family that killed my uncle. Now, did I mention my uncle's name was Otis Randall Abner? Guess there wasn't no justice there either. What would justice look like to you, Paula? Because at this point, ain't the guy that killed your dad dead?
Yes. Honestly, I don't know what from the time I was old enough to drive, I always told the man when I seen him that he was mine. I didn't care if he'd be my hoodlum. And I meant it. I never saw the man out. The year after I got my license, he passed away.
Well, and I know you.
I got my justice.
So, you didn't get your justice. You didn't run him over, but
No, but I got a little bit of justice.
Karma.
Little karma.
But what did he steal from you? If you don't mind me. I mean,
He stole my dad. He stole my childhood with my father, with my family. He stole my sister's childhood with my dad.
who walked you down the aisle?
Nobody.
It's families like this when they go through a tragedy. This is the things that when you see it online, you're not hearing. Birthday parties, proms. My daddy walked me down the aisle. Hers didn't get to. Or see her go on her first date. She was 3 years old when he was took from her life. These cases affect people. Does anyone know why the news article written on this is taken down? Oh, yes. Yes. Okay. Nonsense right here. Me and her talked about it last night. My cousin, my uncle's daughter, did a press conference because she wanted him on the cold case list. At least that's the least they could do. And she was wanting justice for her dad. When you click on that link, it's removed. So I asked Nonsense last night because we was wondering maybe where it was so long ago and stuff, because this was in, I think it was March 2011 is when she did a press conference. My home burnt in 2005. I said, okay, Google my house fire, see if you can find it, see if it's up. It's not archived. Was it Nonsense? She was able to find information on it. If you Google my uncle, you won't find nothing but one little sentence. That's all you'll find. You've got a case where the gun has been ordered. I'll show you again because this is ridiculous. April, you might want to come over here and look at this because I know you haven't got to see it.
No.
Just a minute. Thank you, Paula. Okay. Just a second. Let me do this again. I'm used to sharing the whole screen and it's not necessary right now. Okay. There we go. See? Was tried and found not guilty. They made an order for destruction of the weapon. The weapon's been destroyed. Do you all think a weapon that murdered somebody that nobody's did time for should be destroyed? And trust me, that is what I can show you all right now. Go get me that folder in there. It's on my bed. The entire, yeah. Yeah, it does. But I think it's time to make noise. I think it's time to get justice for a lot of these people, or at least let the world know justice wasn't served. Like with Paula, no, that man's dead. She's not getting her dad back, but at least the world can know that justice was not served. There's nothing that can bring my uncle back. But at least everybody can know justice wasn't served. Kentucky State Police, why is he not on your cold case list? He deserves to be there. This, I'm going to turn my camera on. This is a quarter of what I've got. And yeah, I've been going through it right and left. You can tell. What if it wasn't destroyed? Hold on a minute. I know you wanting to look right in at that, ain't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. What if it wasn't destroyed? What if they just said they did? You know, back in the day, law enforcement, judges, court, people used to keep evidence such as weapons. Well, Chico, that's very possible. I mean, very possible. Yes, that Michelle, Kentucky State Police, you have some explaining to do. And thank you so much, Michelle. There's more for you. It's going out. This girl right here, she has been amazing. And me, Duchess, Michelle, Allie, nonsense. We're going to dig into this. I think we are the very crew that you don't want on YouTube looking into something and think we're going to be silent. We're not going to do it. They can do better. I mean, how much effort does it take to put somebody on a cold case list? Well, let's see. They've got cases that date back to the 40s. Why is he not on there? And yeah, I know you can look at like Casey Anthony's case, and it don't look like they went looking for who did that to her after her mom got the not guilty verdict. But the fact is, I believe a case should be investigated until somebody is found guilty for it. And in this case, there is so much evidence. But I will tell you this, all my life, I have thought it one way, and I'm starting to think it's another one. Because some people had reasons to, they had a lot to lose. nonsense is going to be going live. I want you all to go, if you can, go over there. She does awesome work. But before I end this live, put some hearts in chat, not just for my uncle, not just for Paula's dad, or Jennifer Bailey, Greta Henson. All these names matter, but for all the cold cases, all these unsolved cases. We look at the cases like right now with Sebastian Rogers, Summer Wells. My worst fear is that those become a cold case. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry, y'all. Everybody that knows me knows I get sidetracked. If I look at the chat too much, I'll get sidetracked, completely lose the spot of everything. But I'm not going on for another 20 minutes, Crystal. So please continue. This is important. Just a second, then there's one more thing that I would like to. Hey, Robin, come here a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Is FS this person right here? Are they deceased?
I'm assuming that's who it is.
Yeah. Just a second. Oh, this I will show. This is something. Just a second. Let me try to redact it right quick. Okay. Yes. Give me 1 second, y'all. I do apologize. Okay. I'm going to leave that. Well, yeah, I'll leave Daddy's name. Let me see. Okay. Save. There's a copy. Okay. Okay. To whomever sign this paper right here, I want you to know that I knew my dad's signature better than I know my own. And this is not it.
Yep. That's not your mother's name.
Yeah, that's not my mother's
No.
name, neither.
That's not Mom's name.
So, not that one, this one. Wait, is that it? Yeah. This is not my daddy's signature. Nowhere close to it.
Mm-mm.
This is not my mother.
That's
That's my daddy's brother's wife, but that's not my mom. This is a summons that my dad did not sign. At all. So I'd love to know who did this fancy handwriting, because that wasn't my daddy's. And if something is so clean cut, why are they signing people's names? And that was signed the 27th day of June.
Apparently they didn't have the information for it, but they didn't have her as his wife.
Yep.
It's a good thing they didn't show Daddy these records.
Oh yeah.
Daddy's interested in his life.
But I
Very
mean,
much so.
this other person up here, They summons themselves. Let me find it. Okay. I can find that one. I'm gonna show where they summoned and served theirself. Let me see here. Bear with me. It's kind of upsetting. I can like 100% see why on earth they would try to keep these records, though. Let me see. Let me get to the summons papers. Okay. Is this one it? Nope, not that one. Is this one it? Nope, that's not it. Okay, here we go. Come here, Rob. This is a summons for this person who is a clerk. Signed for and also delivered to.
Go there. Here.
Yeah.
So that was the attorney. Was that the attorney for the defense, or that was
The defense.
okay?
But look, he served his own subpoena.
Yeah, but look whose name it's at the main bottom of that. Look right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Write that down, Robin.
yeah, and that's a dog's hind leg couldn't be no more crooked.
Oh my goodness. Oh, help us. Every now and then, y'all. Every now and then things come out. You say things, you write that name down.
Okay, I won't forget it. I know it won't.
We will never drop it and make so much noise you'll think Warren Betty's blown. Yeah. Yeah. Michelle says, dang right. Hello, Cherokee girl. That's 100% right there. Yes. I'm sure that my sister here, I mean, she's never met Michelle, but I'm sure that she didn't have the privilege of even getting to know Uncle Ball.
I've only heard stories.
If I ain't mistaken, that one's still alive.
Huh.
If he's passed away, it hasn't been very long.
You think he talked to me?
Let me just
Okay.
let me do a little digging.
Let me see here. Yes. Yes. Allie fights for her sisters too. Dutch is nonsense. I'm blessed to have all you all. Let me see here. Y'all, Nana's Not Drunk says at Alley, Dakota, every state has their own laws regarding what they do with weapons. Some cases where I live, they will actually auction them off depending on how the weapon was recovered. But the weapon should still be evidence in this case. So to make a motion to destroy it, yeah, we went into a big deep dive, and we'll be more detailed on it. Like I said, right now I'm being very cautious about what I show, because I don't want to show something that maybe his daughter don't want showed. I do respect my family. But I have talked to her, and she wants justice too. We definitely want him put on the code case list.
Is it her that guy was talking to?
Yes.
In the coffee.
Yes,
Oh.
acting like he was.
Yes.
There was a man actually
Yes.
tried to act like he was
And I'm
her
sorry.
long lost brother and everything. It was a
I'm sorry
mess.
he is gone.
Oh,
Yeah. Hold on just a second here. It was 2012.
yeah. We need to all just do a dead StreamYard and go over this, because it's a lot. And if you all see my books here, you know I have to have everything in hard copies. So I've been making copies until my computer told me, no, you can't make no more copies until the 2nd.
I'll tell you, someone is still alive and probably been talked to.
Don't give the full name.
I'm not giving the full name. It was our Knox County Sheriff at that time,
Oh,
and he's still alive.
oh, yeah. You go with me to talk to him?
I don't care what it is. He knows exactly who I am.
I reckon he does. You worked at the jail.
Well, it wasn't even that. He knew my daddy was.
Yeah.
He grew up with that.
But you-
Would that explain Dad's name being signed?
That is there,
I
yeah.
know,
But
because that was the witness list.
yeah, it's the witness list, but that
Dad ain't on that.
it
one, though.
still has to be legal.
I know, but Dad ain't on this.
And this dude couldn't write.
He wasn't.
He didn't write that.
That's true.
And I've pulled out Dad's book, and I've pulled out the boys' memorial book
Yeah.
where they come to the funeral home.
Oh, I know. that
And
Dad's
our
family
aunt didn't sign it either.
stuff. Mm,
So,
mm.
but you all go on over to Nonsenses. We will be covering more of this. Remember, it takes zero effort to be a good human being. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all over there.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile.